All systems have been alerted to your presence, sir.
I have a very bad feeling about this.
I hope you know what you're doing.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Sarlacc Digest Presents The Toy Chest, where we kind of talk about and share about the other love of our life, toys and collecting. And so this is that side of it. It's all Star Wars centric. This is our fourth episode being recorded on April 23rd, 2024. I'm your host, Darth Moocher. I got Scott Solo here.
What's up, nerds?
And Grand Admiral Franz.
Hey.
So we've got some stuff to talk about. We got some drops. The year of the dark side is continuing, and we will get to that very, very soon. But before we do that, I got Scott Solo here to shout out our Shadow Council and Mando Mike, who's being digested in the pit. So
I'll mention him.
Go for it.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us on the Toy Chest. Buckle up, baby. It's going to get real in here. But a special shout out to our pals in the Shadow Council, AJ from the Forbidden Panel, Brandon and Anya Epler, Brian C., Cliff, Commander Cook, Crystal E., Dennis McGrath, Don the Dad Dorn, Eric Grubb, Flavy Davy, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour All Cure podcast, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Luke. Is this the old one? This is the old one. Luke is now Big Lob 70s. All right, I don't know. I'll get you next time, Luke. I promise I'll fix it. Mervine Bolanos, Matt Logic, Nicholas Schaefer, Papa Schmitty, Ryan and the Star, Joe's podcast. If you want to donate, just scan that QR code or go to patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest and donate a couple of bucks. We appreciate it. There's also the super chat. You know, I wouldn't hold that against you if you wanted to super chat. So I just ran in the door. I got off of work late. I just ran in the door. I'm breathing heavy and reading names like Mando Mike, who's in the pit. Shocking. There he is.
Mando.
What's up, Mando?
What's up, man? Yes, for 1,000 years you'll be digested. Yeah. So first off, sorry for the day delay. We do these on Mondays.
You see what happened? They went on strike too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they're all no pit today because of your ass.
Yeah, it's like that's it. I was here on Monday at 5:30, not Tuesday at 5:30. So, but this is the only time that we moved it for Tuesday, just in scheduling conflicts and actually to get our heads around some of those hot toy drops, right? So it gives us a little time to marinate on that too, which is cool. And so when we do this again, just rest assured it'll be on every other Monday. Just this is an anomaly. So I do want to start this off because last time we talked, Chris got his Holy Grail, but he actually got that Holy Grail in hand. So without further ado, the spotlight's on Chris and his beautiful collection. With maybe an unboxing here in a second here, but go for it, Chris.
Well, as you know, I do unbox everything. So here's the Grail here, my Jar Jar Binks with his bomb.
That's not Chris.
That's not that one.
What just happened?
I
How do
don't
we
touch.
get
I'm not.
It's so weird. But here's fine. Anyway,
All right.
my Jar Jar. So that's not my grill.
That's not the grill. But I
That's
can't
just-
believe.
that's
Oh,
all
see,
right
that's
to
the
the
thing. He pre-ordered all those. They came in. He has them in hand. We have to wait till 2025.
No, I pre-ordered them. They're due to come out next month. I walked into Box Lunch and they had the entire set.
Oh, gotcha.
And I
Gotcha.
canceled my Amazon as I was standing there. holding
Perfect.
these. So
Still, you get to do that.
I do get to do that. This is pretty. Yeah, these are recent drops. I was very excited, and all of a sudden I have it in my hand. So
Crazy.
here we
I
go.
don't know
The
what that feels
B1
like.
Battle Droid. If you had ever seen any kind of Funko post the last few years, any Star Wars drop they put, it could be anything. You would see Chris Franz in there complaining that that's fantastic. How about a B1 Battle Droid, or a Battle Droid, or a Battle Droid 3-pack with a Droidica and a B2? Do something for me here, guys.
Yeah.
The main army in the
The
prequel.
main.
Antagonists in the prequel. So here we go. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry to open it.
Oh, we need a full articulation breakdown.
Oh, we will.
Whoa.
We're going to go through it.
Oh, those mitten box collectors. Oh.
Oh.
Butthole's just clenched.
As you see all around, I give a damn about a box. So here he is. He's beautiful. B1. I mean, I was this close just getting a wacky wobbler just to have him on
Just
the shelf
to
back here.
have, right.
That's driving me nuts. But here we go. Let's check out his articulation. Legs stuck. Arms, hands all stuck.
They went all out on this
Neck
one.
won't turn, but guess what? One
Bing.
point of articulation. He does bobble. So
Beautiful. Well, I'm hoping
I'm
that
so happy
you
he's
do-
out right now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping because
Yeah.
when the last time I saw your collection was this last weekend, and you see you have everybody lined up and all their and like the glory of the like character builders and then one lonely B1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to put him right in the middle of the clones.
Damn right you
I
are.
have, there's a whole ass clone section back here, clones and troops. He's going to go right in the middle.
Right in the middle. I think he should deserves his own shelf at this point.
Honest to God. Like, I think we talked about that before, right? Like you can tell a lot about a person about how they display their figures. Like I've got 4 or 5 rows deep. You know, who's on the 5th row and who's on the first row. He's going on the first row for sure.
Nice, yes. Santa 14 staying high.
You have to move Holdo back.
Oh yeah, Holdo. I have to get her off the floor of my office before she goes on the collection. So, yeah. Man, no, Mike saying, "Wait, Chris got his battle droid stopped. The press it's a miracle."
Now can I get an massage?
Yeah. Funko's like, the dude's not satisfied. He's never satisfied.
Well,
now he wants an Asajj.
I won't get crazy about the Asajj because it's not like she wasn't like the movie stuff has to happen, right? I get when the cartoons get stuff, even if it's somebody as great as Asajj.
Right.
But with all this stuff going on with Asajj right now, we're getting one of her soon. So I'm not even gonna.
I'm hoping. We'll find
Probably
out on
the
our
most
main
recent
show.
version of her.
I imagine what they'll do is they'll do some kind of con exclusive first.
Yeah.
Right. And they'll drop it like a Clone Wars version. They'll give us the bald one. And then when the next show comes out or whatever they do, the next pop series around, they'll put her in that set with the new one. I'm thinking. So a lot of times you'll see that old one, the old version. And I tell you guys, that gives me hints sometimes where I think characters are showing up. I'm like, they're giving me this. That means I'm going to get this eventually, which means they're probably in a show, which never turns out that way. But I try to.
But a current version, current version makes more sense than they'll give you the.
I think that'll end up being a shared exclusive somewhere, right? It's going to be a store exclusive and a Emerald City Comic Con or some shit.
Yeah,
Box Lunch and Emerald City. There you
go. Well, Chris, I'm glad that you've got the news and the pops in your hand and everything. Because when we start to switch gears to the action figure world,
hey, these have action.
There's action. They only say yes. They don't say no.
Roger.
We all follow. We all follow Mr. Stevie, and Mr. Stevie, as anybody who doesn't know, he took over the product market or product director for Hasbro for Marvel,
Star Wars and Marvel. Yeah,
Star Wars and Marvel. He posts a lot. But it's all vintage collection stuff. He posts all vintage stuff, right? He even had a post which was kind of weird. Somebody asked him, or he just put that in his feed about vintage collection being canceled, and he just said basically, "Rest assured, no, it's not." And I'm like, how can anybody question that when there's a HasLab and there's drops almost weekly with that stuff? the real question is Black Series being canceled? He mentions nothing on Black Series ever. Like, I've never seen a post from him, and not even like an archive post or anything like that. It's just like somebody's be asking him that question. What's going on with Black Series? I know we're getting drops, but we'll go into that. But I mean, why would he just pick that out of the air and just like, no, Vintage Collection is safe? It's like,
well,
of course.
Okay. So the reason why I thought we covered it a little bit last week is that Target had removed the DPCI from their computer systems, right? The DPCI for vintage. For anybody that doesn't know, DPCI is their numbering system. Their management system for managing their inventory. That's the word I was looking for. That's their inventory control unit number, right? DPCIs are usually a blanket number that covers an entire wave of figures, and sometimes specifically for Vintage Collection, it has not changed since before Lando came out. We all know that Lando has been, peg warming forever, right? Well, they couldn't put
since 1995,
right? Lando couldn't be put on clearance because to do that would put every figure at that DPCI number on clearance. So eventually this new wave that's coming out now has, back up. They removed the DPCI, they clearanced out everything, and there was a panic because the new reset had come out for Target and there was no explanation as to where's our Vintage Collection. The DPCI number is gone. Target's not carrying the Vintage Collection anymore. Death of the lines. Oh my God, Vintage Collection
alarms
is canceled.
out. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's never going to happen again. We're never going to get these little 3 3/4 inch figures, right? It's basically panic mode, right? And then today, Yakface posted, "People, calm down. Here's the new DPCI number. It's here. Just relax already." And we have a new DPCI. So Vintage Collection is safe. And that's why Mr. Stevie was doing long way of saying that's why he had been focusing specifically on
that was last week. But since his return, it's always been TVC, everything. Even like I said, even like to personal or like hashtagging this, and it's always like HasLab this and HasLab that. But I'm like, dude, don't recognize the other. It's a real popular, even though like Mano Mike says, Black Series is the new stepchild of 2024. Yeah, I mean, it seems like, and again, I'm bringing this up as a general talk.
3 3/4 is the.
It's a pinnacle. It's a flagship. I get it.
That's the main. So I mean, that's the main focus. The 6 is for us, right?
Well, but if you take the pulse on the community, a lot of people have dropped the lines and moved to whatever, but a lot of people do find the Black Series more popular.
You would think because that's why their Marvel Legends are that scale and everything else is that scale. Right?
The scale is popular. The sculpts are popular. What's not popular is the product choice and the pricing, right?
Right.
So that there is that, and I get it. But I mean, I'm just saying, for a guy who's in charge of this entire umbrella and makes no mention of it since his return, and I get it's got like things have to pan out, things have to get there, but you would think, I don't know, the con things are coming up. I mean, you've got 2024 holidays is right around the corner. I mean, where's that writing of the ship of just communication on that level too? It can't just be one-sided, right?
Yeah, his last post about the Black Series was whenever they announced the Acolyte figures. That's his last post that he had covered on that. And I know I believe there's a live stream scheduled for this week. I believe so. They're talking about that. And I know the announcement for the next HasLab, which of course is going to be Vintage Collection, is May 4th, this Saturday, right? So I'm assuming this week we're going to start getting some information regarding the next HasLab, and we're going to start seeing some Black Series stuff.
Right. Well,
but it's too popular. It's too popular to disappear. It's just I think it's hitting weird right now because there is a HasLab coming.
First, I understand that you don't want to overshadow something that you only have 40 days to make, as a pre-sale and hype that up, and I totally get it, and I'm not even concerned about that. Like that, I think is do its own thing. But it's like we're getting these one drop here, one drop there, and I'm going to jump right into the Black Series. What's on pre-order and what's new? Okay,
cool.
So and again, it raises that eyebrow of like, are you really taking this line serious? No matter, I don't know how many times people have to say it. It's out there. It's not like if you take any kind of pulse on the collecting community, you would know that this next drop, and I'll post it right now. It's not really the way to go to save face for your own collectors. Okay, and I'll explain. All right. So continuing with our current pre-orders for Black Series, we got everything that we mentioned in the last couple of shows. We did get 2 new drops. They're Target exclusives. We have a Mando. I think it's just a Commander or Commando. And the droid pack, which it comes with 2 pit droids. Was it a B1 droid or BD droid and another R5? And these are both Target exclusives. Okay, so these are just like the continuation of if you look at this screen here, everything to the left of it is like mainline stuff, and look at all the exclusives hitting at this point. And this is like 6 weeks worth. So in the past 6 weeks, we've only had exclusives. You know what I mean? That's where you kind of go like, okay, what are we doing here, right?
And the exclusives, honestly, besides the Sabayoth pack and Balin there, they're pretty lame to me.
Yeah, the Balin,
none of those would grab my attention to make me go buy something except for
Sabayoth and Balin. 100%, dude. If Balin was a fix, meaning taller and correct sabers, then that's a different story. But I don't think it is. It's just soft good cloak. Weird. The 4-pack of the Last Command is awesome. Makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're getting into like Target has 3 exclusives out now, and again, let's talk about this droid pack here, which is a Pele Moto, kind of a it's
her
kit. Pack.
It's an upgrade kit for Pele. Yeah, that's funny.
It's like
Now I like it. That's her accessory kit.
So what do we always ask for? Hey, let's get Pit Droid 2 packs. Let's put Pit Droids with Anakin. We want Pit Droids. Yay. So it's like, all right, let's put it with
R5.
Yeah. And again, the theme of the pack is Pele Moto's junk, her droid shop. I get that. But at the same time, I don't think anybody cares. Honestly, I don't think anybody cares about it. They're not going to buy it because it's a her Pit droid marketing, whatever it is. Everybody collector is going to look at it like, all right, here's droids. When I open up and I put it on my shelf or whatever, how is this going to flesh out? Pit droids, check. Everything else, we've got another R5. That's the 3rd R5. We're really close to each other with an archive and another R5. And and I'm like, okay, well, that's like to me going like, I don't know how else to defend. I'm a defender of Black Series. I really am. If you guys listen to me talk and defend Black Series because I like the line, I'm into it. I'm a defender, but I can't defend this kind of stuff anymore. And again, I don't think the collecting world looks at it and go, cool. They look at it and go, why another R5? Why another BD unit? Why these pit droids are gated by a $50 price tag or $44? Eesh. You know what I mean? Just for those 2. It's just like the Disney packs, right? At Disneyland, where you buy they have like the 3-pack, but you only want that one figure. The other 2 are re-releases. It's like, why bother? You know, it's given the scalpers an excuse to sell those pit droids for like $80. I'm telling you. Anyway, that's like
you're not wrong.
And again, Scott, I'm waiting for like this. I don't know what I'm waiting for because when I see it, if it does change, is it going to be too late? Is it going to be already like, look, guys, you've already done these damages, and now when they come out with a 21B, 88, EVs, EV99, all these droids, no one's going to buy them at this because it's going to be like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
That's my concern, and I try to be critical with this kind of constructive criticism, meaning like, cool, but I mean, it's almost like you almost got it. You almost got it right. Because I don't think these are going to fly off the shelf. I even told Scott, I'll see if these go on sale because they're Target exclusive on clearance, then I'll pick it up for $20 for the 2 pit droids. And it's sad that I don't do that. I'm not that kind of collector where I wait on those things. I'll get them. I preserve, like I pre-order them and get them. But I haven't pre-ordered these at all. I'm like, I don't care anymore. It's like,
Can you
Hammerhead was the last one. Yeah.
Can you bring the pre-orders back up one more time?
Yes, sir.
So I saw some reports of people getting the Droideka in hand.
Okay.
So that one is starting to pop up. I actually saw somebody do a review of it, and they had it all folded up in the ring.
I love that.
It looked,
yeah, I have 2 coming.
It looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then also there's been reports that Ki-Adi-Mundi is starting to ship, so that he should be here soonish.
Yeah. So I haven't got the shipping notifications yet, but again, these are both from Hasbro Pulse that I have. So Amazon or whatever, those might be shipping sooner. But the Droidekas I ordered 2 of those, and I cannot wait for those to come in.
Yeah.
I did get my Padme, Anakin, and my 2-pack of the Super Battle Droid and 3PO variant. I got that in. I haven't opened them yet. Just
I've seen Padme and Anakin at GameStops lately. So if you guys are still out there looking for your Padmes and your little boy Anakins, they're at GameStop. They're I think $24.99 or $25.99 at GameStop. So just be aware you're paying that premium for GameStop. But they are out there. They're starting to hit, and go for it.
I got mine in. They're still I think they're available still on if you're a homebody like me and you want to order online. I think Big Bad still has them, and Polster. I don't think they're sold out. I don't think those 2 are. So So Mando Mike is saying he built his back to seeing 4 years ago anticipation for 2-1B and FX7. Yeah, FX7 will be a $60 droid, but I will buy it. I don't care if they do it. I'll buy it.
I think we talked about that last week, or not last week, but a couple weeks ago. They're probably not going to make that one at least in Vintage Collection because of the tooling that it takes.
Yeah.
Give me just 1 second here, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah. So anyway, Chris, that's my rant on the Black Series. I don't feel like I'm in a good place, man.
I collect, dude, and I would hate if anything dropped on them because I don't collect statues or hot toys, right? I don't collect the 3 3/4. I like the 6-inch because they're more detailed and they're kind of like a statue, right? I sit there and I have a whole set just to be statuesque, and pose out. That's what I like. Put them in their generic, you know how Thrawn stands, you know how Tarkin stands, Vader
Absolutely,
stands. Put them all in their standing mode, and I love that. So I would hate for any cool ones to come out. And I only do dark side specific, things, but that would be a drag to lose that.
I like I said, I don't feel good at where the Black Series is.
And now good. You don't have a 88 or a EV99, huh?
No,
I mean either. That's a drag.
I can tell you right now. R5, R2, and 3PO, I think, are the only droids in the entire collection.
That's pretty weak. And
besides battle droids, we did get 5. Okay, so there's a couple more, but there's out of the 50 that there should be, out of 200, we have I'll say 7. That's
pretty lame.
To be fair, though, in Vintage Collection, we don't have those characters either. We don't have EV99, 88. We don't have any of those yet either.
Yeah,
that's lame though, because we had those, right? It was in a kit. They came. What did it come in? What was that? The torture chamber or Jabba's?
It was the droid factory.
Droid factory. That's right.
We're getting 8D8 as part of the Jabba's palace set or Jabba's throne that's coming out. They're actually making an 8D8 on a card and a Salacious Crumb on a card too. But the other droids we have not gotten yet. Mando Mike said that FX7 in the Vintage Collection was brilliant. They didn't release FX7 in the Vintage Collection. They released him in Power of the Jedi wave way back in, I want to say 98.
Oh yeah,
98.
I had him.
And yeah, me too. It was a great figure, but they no longer have the tooling on that figure. So in order to re-release that one and put it on a Vintage Collection card back, they would have to completely rework that tooling. And I guess the price versus return on it wouldn't be.
But there was a 1982 FX7.
Original. Yeah.
We're talking vintage collection now.
Yeah. And that was a
super articulated current line.
Yeah,
super. The cleaner version, not the. I got you, not the retro.
An updated version.
I'm thinking this whole time I'm sitting there. When you say TVC, I don't know why I know better. I'm sitting there thinking the retro.
Vintage is the word that's loosely right. Like vintage,
retro.
Like retro, and then retro, and then there's a retro collection. It's like, oh, come on.
It makes sense in that. Why they had it? Why wouldn't they have it? But they still don't have it. But
yeah.
You know, it's just like, again, what the lot of stuff that we talk about Star Wars and collecting, and it's visually, you know, how we put the visual Star Wars on our walls and everything. It's to not have those things in the collection are more of an eyesore than a repeated figure 17 times, like a Farm Boy Luke. Yeah. It's like, okay, you got 17 Farm Boy Lukes and no FX.
The intro to this show gives me anxiety.
As I
watch.
You're welcome.
Oh, the Farm Boy Lukes. Thank you. I'm like, mother.
I mean, but look at like a Death Star droid. We have the body. It's a head sculpt. It's the head sculpt. That's it.
And you could do it in multiple colors. You could do it in multiple colors too. Silver, black, whatever, man. Yeah,
it's there, and I don't know where they're
paints.
Again, it's the thing. It's like you know, we all relate to that. What Chris was the B1. It's like we relate to it. How hard could it be? Like, where is it? Why isn't this being talked about? Again, I would just love a communication saying, like, it's on our whiteboard. Maybe not in the immediate plans, but it's there as far as like the realm of possibilities. If you just give us that, I think a lot of people go, cool, then I'm in this for the long haul, or in it for a longer haul than I really was going to give it. Yeah. Not a promise, but a notion of, do we want to do it all?
Yes, you're going to get a Bendu, and then we can stay.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'll take, you know what, Chris, and this is sad, I will take an FX7 over a Bendu any day of the week. Original trilogy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. No, Bendu doesn't do that much for me.
I would take an 8D8 or an EV99 over Bendu. Right, I would take those.
Yeah.
But FX7 would be the last on my list out of those.
It's
2-1B
like
would be up there too. I would.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the original trilogy versus everything, right? Just like we say, Star Wars, everything else. I'd rather have a Bendu over any Marvel Legends that would ever come out. I would have
FX7. Really, it's the lamest one. Sorry,
but it's OT, man. I don't care.
I know,
it's like,
but it's
I love it too.
But if you saw what they did with the Power of the Jedi and how articulated it was, how many different arms, I mean, every arm was articulated in like 3 spots, and there was about, I'll pull a picture of it, man. But there was
I could tell you, when I was a kid, I couldn't wait to get my FX7 figure out and work with all those arms coming out. Who gives a shit? That's good for photography. It's not That's not even a cool figure, man. It's not. Where's the?
Do you have an FX7 pop?
No, I don't want. I'll get it if I have it, right?
Definitely.
I'm not going to be on the Facebook page saying, "Hey, where's my FX7, mofo's?" I'll do it for a 2-1B if you want. I should.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I have. I'm lying. I have 2-1B.
Yeah.
Look at that. Awesome. Look at that. All those arms on it, articulated in 3 spots in every arm, and there's like.
And they couldn't pull that off now.
No, the tooling in order to give it that type of articulation makes it cost prohibitive, apparently. So
like I said, it was done in 19 whatever. That's dumb.
It's 1997, 98. Yeah.
That was actually that was last
didn't have that many arms either. It had like maybe
Power of the Jedi
10 arms or something.
Yeah, Power of the Jedi, that would have been what? Please? 99? Sure.
Lame. Okay, you can put it back now. I don't need that. That's a dumbass. Dude.
You know, Chris, we're coming into a problem here.
Do you even Star Wars, bro?
First you throw Yoda under the bus.
That's not my fault, dude. They're doing that.
No, you are talking. No, you are throwing Yoda under the bus, and now you're throwing FX7 under the bus.
It's not. Nothing to throw FX7 under the bus for. It's
Leave
just a
my
piece
OT
of furniture
alone.
It's like, matter. Good. Look, I got the PC from work on a card. I don't give a shit.
That's not. You're talking about like
ATM machine.
Nobody plays with this stuff. All right.
Nobody plays with that one.
Exactly. No one plays with this stuff. It's your original trilogy fodder. It screams original trilogy. It is our childhood. It is what makes Star Wars.
I get it. 2-1B.
Okay, done.
Groovy. FX7. Give me a Bendu. You're telling me FX7 over a Bendu?
Yes.
It's the same as having.
Whoa, you missed me.
It's the same as having like a snaggletooth or a hammerhead, right? They don't do anything. They're just they're just
but
there.
This is a piece of furniture. I don't need a scalpel.
So was
Hammerhead. He's an accessory. There's no face. There's no nothing. There's no movement. He's an accessory.
FX7 did more in The Empire Strikes Back than Hammerhead did in A New Hope. He just sat there and bobbled his head and made a noise. FX7 made a noise. His arms moved. He injected Luke's back to tank with something that woke his ass up. He did more.
Without FX7, Luke would never wake up.
My air fryer does more than my son does when he's visiting, but I don't. It's like, come on, doesn't sure. He's the character though. That's a piece of equipment.
It's original trilogy over everything. Let's move on. It's
like a gonk droid. I get. I'm into a gonk droid, right? I'm into everyone. FX7.
We don't even have that.
You don't have a gonk droid either.
I don't have a gonk droid either.
We have a mouse droid.
Yeah. They've got one for Vintage Collection, but they didn't do a Black Series yet.
You would think a Black Series would be so easy for them to do.
They should have done that instead of R5. That would have been a way cooler one. Wasn't there a gonk droid in Pelimoto's?
I'm sure there was. Like I said, it gets to the point where you go like, I'm not defending the decisions anymore. This is dumb, and you deserve the backlash that you're going to get because you're just taking things and now you're just packaging it pretty with in order for you to get those pitch droids that we've been clamoring for, you have to spend $44 on stuff you already have, and these aren't even new. They're not new. Right?
I got to ask you a question because I'm stuck in this world. Okay. So you'd rather have FX7 over a Bendu? Because original trilogy over everything. That's cool, man. They're gonna put out a father. You have a choice between your FX7 and the father. You gotta take FX7.
Ever being like if you're putting it in the terms of like, look, we're only gonna produce one ever.
You said you would take an FX7 over a Bendu. Yeah. I'm saying, would you take an FX7 over a father?
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Scott?
Is there a guarantee that I'll also get the son and the daughter?
There's no guarantees of anything. This is toys. They could burn
then
down
I'll take an FX7. If I get all three of them, then I will take the three. I'll take the three characters over an FX7
Yeah,
as long
as
it's
three versus one, fine.
Maybe because but yes, you know why, Chris? And my answer is probably real simple. It's because if my house is burning down, I'm grabbing my original trilogy stuff and running out. I'm not going to grab.
It's true.
Stuff that's newer. I love Star Wars. I love it all, but at the same time, my heart is original trilogy.
My house is burned down. I'm probably not grabbing any of it.
Chris is sitting here. Better grab my wife and leave.
Maybe a dog.
Maybe whichever one is by my side at the time.
Yeah,
it's whenever he reaches for his binder of unlimited cards and throws them out the window before he goes for his wife. Then know there's a problem.
That would be a problem.
Yeah, it's just the mindset that I have. Like I said, and it's a generational thing because again, we could talk to like the 1313 guys and they could be like, dude, we're taking all our clone troopers and running out, and it's just a different thing where I can't my love for Star Wars is centered around those three movies.
Yeah, and I guess also when you're talking toys, because I don't collect those figures, right?
Yeah.
And when you talk about nostalgia, you've had FX7 before, so you'd like an FX7 again, right?
Yeah.
And especially in 6-inch version. I mean, yeah.
Right. So, but he's basically a dildo at 6 inches. That's why you want him. So
that's what I want.
Yeah, that's what it is. What's the problem?
Wow. We were talking about me pegging the action figures on the wall, not Marco.
Man, I don't know. I get that part. I get that you had them before, want them again, want them in a different everything. But then part of me is like, I guess if I had an F for Pops, they said, Chris, there's an FX7 that would go great with next to your 2-1B, right? Yeah. Or a Bendu. I'll be like, that's a Bendu. I'll take a Bendu. Now I get this new Force side of my collection. I think that would be neat.
Yeah, it'd be neat. I would. I mean, it'd be.
I wouldn't say no to it, right? I mean, like if they're both in there, you're like, oh yeah, great. Now, how about this? You don't have to choose. They're just in the same set. Are you more amped about the FX7 or the Bendu?
If they were in this, if they were in, okay, so
same drop.
Hypothetically, if they were in this,
which one are you excited about when they drop?
Right away, FX7.
Really? See, I thought that was still going to be a different answer because I'm like, you need the FX7, but I still think the Bendu is more exciting because you've never seen a Bendu. It's like, oh shit, I got a flocked fucking Bendu.
Well, first off, the price thing is going to be like a $300 Bendu or a $60 FX7.
I don't see him going scale. They don't have to go that big.
They won't go to scale, but it will be a
Rancor.
Rancor size. Like
Yeah.
what the Rancor
Oh,
was.
Rancor Black Series. We're talking different scales. Like I can get a Rancor and pop for $30.
Yeah. If I mean there is a
TVC probably what 60, 70.
Yeah, if you're talking like reality as far as like price wise, there's a definite choice where, like I said, I would figure it'd be more cost efficient for them to do FX7. But who knows? Who knows how those things work anymore? No, I want to see. I'm in the collecting world because of Star Wars, and I'm not that. If it was just Rebels, like here's all the Rebel stuff, I wouldn't be that. I don't think I would collect if it was just Rebel stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
so it probably gets harder for you as time goes on because it's more of the new Disney stuff,
especially the talk. Yeah, it is. Honestly, I know
the talk too. Check you out.
Yeah, the talk gets harder for me. I'm into it. Well, I'm in. Yeah, I know, right? This toys goes into like psychological of Star Wars, and we'll get to the vintage collection here in a second. But yeah, it gets harder for me because I see people talking about Star Wars and not the original trilogy. Like how we kind of like it's this thing and then outward talk from it, where it's going around it, and now we're doing theory crafting around the original trilogy because of the new stuff that we have. Same thing with the toys.
Everything we do is how did it affect the original trilogy, not how is the original
trilogy
aiming
and
this.
It's how it hurts a little bit. Yeah. And it hurts a little bit.
The Yoda thing that you're mad about. It's not my fault. It's what they're laying out.
You don't have to point it out. All right. So, but yeah, though it is getting harder for me.
Join us on Wednesday for Starlight Digest. We'll discuss that.
We wanted to give you a sampler. So
for me, it's if it was Rebels, I would absolutely collect everything Rebels. I love Rebels, and it's not just the effect that it has on the overall saga itself. It's just a great story. But some of the others, yeah.
If Hasbro came out and said we're redoing this Star Wars line and but we're not going to touch OT stuff or whatever, we're going to go with the stuff. I probably would not have picked up the collecting again.
Yeah,
I
agree with that.
Yeah.
The nostalgia has to bring you in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right?
I mean, that's why we collected in the first place, right? So, otherwise, I just would sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how I was, but I did enjoy all the last couple of drops. I guess I like the Ahsoka drop a lot. The Mando ones bore me to shit.
That Commando. I'm not getting that either. I'm done. I'm tired of Mandos. I know that there's rumors of more Mandos coming out from season 3. There's some rumors, and I'm like, I'm kind of moving on from that. From the Mandalorian.
Yeah, there was a point where we had Boba Fett, then we had Jango, right? We got 2 Mandalorians. Oh, can't wait to see some Mandalorians. We get them in the Clone Wars. Now it's kind of like, okay,
yeah,
they're like the main thing in the galaxy at this point.
Yeah, we're getting a Mandalorian who just walked by the camera. That guy. I mean, great depth, and we're going deep in the line. It's great, but again, you're not fleshing out the environment at all.
Yeah. So. You're just making one big team over there.
That's it.
Repainted individuals with different heads.
Yeah. All right, Scott. It's the floor is yours. Vintage collection. What is new? You said there was a couple new drops that came out this week.
Yesterday, actually. So first off, let's check out where we stand right now in the current pre-order lineup, and that is we still are waiting for our deluxe Jango Fett, the troop builders of the version 2 clone troopers. Of course, we've got Enoch and his troopers and all of these others. But, recently we had the Kanan and Ezra drop as well. So we've got all those in the pre-order. Everything else we've kind of talked to death already. As you see, I removed a bunch of things that actually did pop in. I was able to get my Count Dooku at GameStop. So Thank you very much. Who was it that dropped?
Gordon.
Who dropped it? Gordon. Thank you so much, Gordon, for dropping that little nugget of information. I still am not picking up freaking Finn or the clone trooper. $17 for the figures.
A G.I. Joe Finn.
Yeah. If I'm paying $17 for a vintage collection figure, it best be in absolute pristine shape. I'm not opening these guys.
I hear you.
But yeah, this week we had the notification that these 2 are coming.
Oh, yeah, that's the Mando also coming for Black Series.
Is that the Judge?
Yeah. It is the Judge. So we've got the Mandalorian Judge. Yeah. And Cal Kestis in his Imperial disguise. So
I kind of love it. I love the Cal. I mean, you take somebody else's body and put his head on is what they do, right? But
it's like a Krennic body.
Pretty awesome either way.
It's the torso is different because he only has the one line of rank insignia, and I think that is one of the guys they made in that multi-pack for the Imperial officers. So it's an ISB uniform that's pretty cool. I'm hoping that he's not. I think he's not a deluxe either. He is a regular release. So, if you want to buy a couple of them and swap some heads out, you can beef up your ISB army if you like. So yeah, those were the two new drops for Vintage Collection this week. They are going to be in the same case assortment along with Kanan and Ezra. So if you want to buy a full case, there you go. They are available on Entertainment Earth. You can either buy the set of 4 or you can buy the full case, which is 8 figures, 2 of each figure. That might be the way I go with it, just so I can have some openers too. And then out of freaking go ahead.
Oh, that Mandalorian, I know they're just repainting them all, but that's a really cool looking Mandalorian.
I like it.
When you're talking TVC this scale, right? The details on characters with helmets is incredible, right? The humans, whatever. But that looks like it could be a 6-inch scale.
I thought at first, I was like, because there's the rumor that the Judge is coming for Black Series.
It might. We both have it, so you will.
Yeah, and it's such a color variant that I'll like have to get it, right? Because the other Commando was like, we have it in 7 different ways anyway. It's just different.
Yeah, the blues all suck, right? Tired of the
Night Owls.
Really getting tired of those.
Yeah,
there was
actually, this one makes sense.
Yeah, there was actually a thing on one of the Vintage Collection website or Facebook groups I belong to that was talking about it was a diagram of all the different blue Mandalorians that have come out, and there was like 16 of them, and it's just like, oh my god, and just weird. The heavy armor, I forget what his name is, Paz Vizsla. Paz Vizsla alone has had like 5 releases on it, and it's like, just stop. I went to Target this morning on my way to work, and I walk up, and there's a full peg of TVC number. It was the very first release of him. They just re-released his ass again. So it's not even anything different. The guy was peg warming, and they re-released
I have a variant of the light blue Just Troopers. One has 1 stripe, one has 2.
Yeah.
And literally on the box, it's in parentheses, 1 stripe. I swear to God.
Yeah, I am I'm in that mode of picking and choosing. Before it was like whatever the release, pre-order, they all come in, they'll get open. But now it's Obi-Wan Kenobi checking in. So what's up, man? Thank you for coming in. I
did have one other thing real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So out of nowhere this week, I don't know if you guys if you watch the shorts where I review the figures 1 minute at a time. A few weeks back, I reviewed the Epic Heroes Sabine Wren figure, right? Mm-hmm. And it's crap. It's kids crap, right? I personally, I think if they focused on the retro line instead of these, you'd be better off, because there's some character to the retro figures, right? There's these new vehicle or the new characters though in this new 4-inch line. They're 5 points of articulation. They come with a bunch of garbage accessories, and it's just kind of a waste of money. They're the same price as the retro collection. They should just continue the retro, focus their energy there, right? But instead, out of nowhere this week, we get this drop, and it is a N1 Starfighter coming for the Epic Hero line,
courtesy of Yak Face. And I can honestly say I'm not angry about it, because the Vintage Collection N1 that is out right now is $135. Yeah,
this thing is probably going to be, I don't know what the price, what price line they were looking at right now, but because it's the very first vehicle they've done for this particular line.
Right.
It's got the rocket firing, which is, again, kid stuff. But if they would take that vehicle and they would make it for the retro line, they've already got a retro Mando. They've got retro Grogu. This would work for the retro line.
For like a retro look to it. Even has like a retro look, right? Like if this came out in 1980, what would the
that'd be about it.
Yeah, right. So that does make sense. I am curious about the price line on that too, because
now are they a little? Is it because little hands, bigger figure? Is that what they're trying, or just trying to get a new scale in?
Yeah,
maybe. But even then, it's only a 1/4 inch bigger. It's you've gone from a 3 3/4 inch to a 4-inch figure, right?
That's a lot. I round up.
Don't we all? But
I round down like Han.
Not there. There's a big difference between a 3/4 and an inch.
Yeah, I don't want to oversell myself, so I undersell.
So okay, I'm looking at the right now. I just checked Entertainment Earth while we were talking, and the price point on it is $35.
Okay, so
That's really good.
Exactly.
Really good.
Well, this makes sense to me. This line makes sense to me for two reasons, and again, it's up to society to get it right. Hasbro is offering this introductory line for kids to play with toys again, because
Smash them
17
up.
$17.99, $24.99. It's a very hard, like, you know how when we grew up, the ones that Chris and I know this, going down the aisle when your kid starts acting up, just take it was $4.99 a figure just to shut them up. I wouldn't do that today with $25. Nah,
now it's the back of your hand now.
Yeah, it's
Getting that figure.
Now we're going, corporate punishment. So no, we're going where he's just going to cry in the store because I ain't buying doing that. But if this is that where I think a lot of toys in general, and I think Indiana Jones tried to do it, where it was the kitty lines.
Yeah, Star Wars did it too. There's the little galaxy ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's okay still, isn't it? Or no?
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah,
I think that's it, but that always needs to be in the wheelhouse. What I'm saying.
Agreed.
This new line, that 4-inch, it's not for us. It's like, yes, you might be able to use it for certain things, but
it's a beater line for kids to go out and bury in the dirt.
Yeah,
but that's exactly what the retro collection could be, because
not for $17.99. You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to get.
No,
not for that price.
The retro collection are $11.99 a figure. Not the vintage collection. Vintage collection $17. Retro collection are $11. These figures are $11.
It's the same.
They're the same price. They're almost the same scale. Just freaking focus on one of them.
But but you'll lose the retro, because the retro is not cool to kids. The retro is cool to adults because we have that nostalgia behind it. The faces, the looks, the everything is off. Based on what I'm seeing, though, as far as this Epic Heroes line goes, this isn't talking to kids either. I'm hoping that maybe the vehicle that they're releasing, maybe that'll bring kids in, but they're just peg warming.
Yeah.
In mass quantities, peg warming. And
I don't know how, but people shop online too. That's the other trick, right? We don't know what the online sales are for that.
That's true.
True. So, and it's not collectors. Like, we would go clear the shelves. Yeah. A mom and kid would clear online. You know what I mean?
I am buying that for a niece or nephew or a birthday. I am doing that like that because I wouldn't be going and buying retro or.
I did with the little blue guy and that line, the whatever the Jedi. I forget what that even is.
Young Jedi Chronicles.
The Young Chronicles. Yeah,
I did that for.
I would do that. Like, if I as a collector, that's where we go. And if I got a birthday party to go to and my friends' kids I'm buying these for that kid. You know what I mean? And with that a caveat of like, get him in my own head, get him in collecting, but he's gonna play with it and destroy it, and it's cool. If I bought him, say, retro stuff, like something that speaks to our the 70s, 80s kind of figures. I don't know if even at $11.99, I don't think I'm buying those personally for kids. Maybe the kid will buy it, like you're saying. What maybe that's a thing, but I'm not buying those for him because I look at that as a way to continue that line that we grew up as a collector's figure, not a playable figure.
Yeah, we've turned it from burying it in the yard to collecting it in a box and on a shelf.
But those other ones, this one that you're talking about, I could see. Let's toss it over the fence and see what happens.
Where's my Mando? He's on the roof.
Exactly.
That's
If you made them in the same quantities though, and you kept the price low, I mean,
price low is major, right, Scott? Like,
and $11.99 is the same price.
If it was $8.99, no brainer.
I think it's look. I think it's look.
You think so?
I think that. Oh yeah. I mean, to me, versus kids, we didn't have anything better. That was our thing.
That was the only option.
We jumped on it. Look how realistic, how cool. I have Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Nowadays, I don't think that
look at Kung Fu Grip, G.I. Joe. It's like it doesn't.
I think it's and to Mando's, by the way, real quick. Mando has a question on anyone with kid. Let them have BS to play with, or even no.
It's too expensive.
they had the 3 3/4 back then. They did because they were cheaper. They were less than $10. They wanted to collect them. They got them. Whatever back then. G.I. Joe was the same. They weren't expensive. They had them. but
Yeah.
and they could open them, tear them up. I didn't care. But
I always
was
said that toys and Star Wars always needs a grassroots line of figures.
Got it. But you know what? I also let my kids do that, and they're not collecting now. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's really us, man. This generation is what they really. And that's what they're trying to do with this line. They try to do with other lines. It's really not grabbing the way it did with us because it was magic to us.
Our kids are in our 20s now.
Yeah.
Also,
like 3 3/4 was
right?
new.
So,
you know, that's the standard.
Well, we got 80s kids from the 80s kid from the 90s checking in. What's up, guys?
Nice.
What's up, man?
Thanks for checking in, man. Yeah, 100%. I'm not mad at this line because I think it needs to be a staple.
Yeah, I get your point though about not wasting research, but maybe they're coming out of different buckets.
Maybe I just think that if they took the energy they're putting in this, which is not moving, and put it into something that has a little bit of a everything that is old is popular nowadays, right? I mean, everything. That's why we have Stranger Things, which is old in itself because it's not coming out ever. But there's a certain level of nostalgia that goes along with it. Sells really well.
80s sells.
My students at the college, they listen to the music I listened to whenever I was growing up. They love Star Wars and they like coming in and looking at my shelf in my office, right? It's just, I think if they took that nostalgia factor and put it into this Epic Heroes line, or just focus their energy on the retro collection, which is nostalgia based, and kept the price low. Take that N1 Starfighter and put it in a classic looking box, put it on the shelf with the retro line, and maybe you'd attract more people and not just the kids.
I see what you're saying.
What you said was interesting though, and I do agree about like the music and they like the stuff, right? Because that's the same. My kids the same way. They listen to 90s and older music, right? But they don't really pay for it. It's nothing to go out and collect and do, right? There, everything streams, right? So then your people at the school, the students, they love Star Wars, sure. They're not collecting the stuff. They're not doing this.
And like I said,
one kid is, and he comes in the other day with a Starscream figure. He's like, Scott, you got to look at and it was Starscream. It wasn't Soundwave. Yeah. He came in and he showed me Starscream, and it was cool. It was a cool little nostalgia trip.
Yeah,
but I think, but you know what I mean. But the point of that is, they all love it. My kids love it. Yeah. My kids aren't spending money on it.
Right. They appreciate it.
They do. It's
a path there.
Yeah. They have like the prequels, but they're not buying it.
Yeah.
Not to beat a dead horse, but who's buying the stuff for the kids? The adults
when they're young,
buying the stuff for
me.
Like I said,
when they grow up, they don't. So it's useless. Then it becomes a collection.
So, like I just said, it's for birthdays, nieces, and nephews, and holidays.
Right.
We're buying it for them.
If the line looked like the vintage retro collection looks right now, like if you went and bought the Phantom Menace set that I just reopened, right?
I wouldn't buy it for them.
Even if that N1 Starfighter for that same price, the $35 came in a box that looked nostalgic, that looked like the classic Star Wars, you wouldn't buy it for them?
You're going to open
it. And I say no because I know what it is. I know what they're trying to do with a retro looking thing. It's for that nostalgic feel. It's not a playability, bubbly, cutesy figure like these are kind of doing, like in the old, like in the Galaxy Heroes or whatever it was. I know if I look at a toy, what it's built for. If it's built for kids and they're like big eyes and whatnot, big hands, big eyes, big all that stuff, like whatever, I know what that is. But if you put a retro wrapping around it, I don't think I'm buying it for them. I didn't want to say Pops. I wasn't going to say Pops. No, but that's just me, dude. I might be in the minority on that. You know what I mean? That's just like, again, you and I have these talks all the time. It's like, this is my behavior versus maybe the collective behavior, or maybe it is
anyway. But yeah,
but man, and maybe it's the opposite. Maybe a lot of people think the way I'm thinking, where if you wrap it into this retro look, it doesn't scream, give it to your niece and nephews.
Right. It screams,
I need to put it on my shelf
and not open it or do whatever. When it screams, aha, that's a disposable toy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That N1 looks like a disposable toy. Like, okay, it gets damaged. If it was a retro N1,
go ahead.
I'd be like, hey.
It'd be interesting to have that conversation with somebody like Mr. Stevie, where we could say, hey, what would you think about doing this instead of, I mean, you're not going to change his mind either, but it would be interesting to see the psychology behind focusing on.
Yeah, I would love to see more of a behind the scenes of how they choose what their focus groups are on. How do they come up with these these theories on we want this new line. Why? Because blah 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 blah. You know, we see our studies show this, and something is clicking, or they're just throwing out blindly. Who knows, right? So 80s kid from the 90s checking in again. I've started to collect Power of the Force stuff. Nice. As well as the 96 12-inch Star Wars toys from Collector Series.
Yeah. Those were great.
I love those too. Those were fun.
Yeah.
Fun
I remember getting those back in 96, and you'd open it up because they had the little flap on there, and it was okay. Obi-Wan Kenobi, is it the light blue backing that he's on attached to, or is it the dark blue backing?
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's Chewbacca. He's got the hair, but is it the light blue or the dark? You know, it was always
funny. I didn't know that about the 12-inch. Didn't care. I got the one of each and opened them, and that was it.
I didn't open
the 12.
Yeah, well, back in the day, I was an opening thing. So
the 12, I didn't care. It was the red green cards. I care. That's right. I didn't know that.
Red green.
Yeah, the 12-inch. The 12-inch, they had the light blue or the dark blue backgrounds inside the box. With the Power of the Force 2, it was always small saber, big tray, big saber, small saber. You know,
and then it went holographic sticker, printed. It went nuts.
Yeah,
it went absolutely.
It was a lot. But it was so much fun to collect because you could go there to Target in the morning and find stuff.
And what didn't help was those Wizard World magazines with the price guides behind him, right? So it's like, Obi-Wan or well, if let's go for $100, let's go. We're
yeah, that really did. Yeah, now we just use eBay for it, right? What's this card go for? What's this toy?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Card. Oh, you're so hooked.
I sold my 2 Vaders.
Did you?
No.
Did you?
Oh. Yeah. It's all right if you did. All right. Okay. For the sake of time, let's move on to Hot Toys because we had some.
We still going?
We had some drops on the Hot Toys, and these got me so excited. Woo. Let's go. Let's see. Where are we? Boom. Who ever thought we were going to get a Darth Revan or a Star Killer Hot Toy?
Me.
Let's start with Star Killer. You did? I never thought.
I'm never going to get
Hot Toys. Okay. Not again. Like Hot Toys is this is a one-off, but pre-order $270. I guess it comes with a coin. I think there is a deluxe version of it.
Wow. Getting in the coin game now, huh?
Yeah, but I mean,
unbelievable. Always something extra. Just
look at this. Come on.
$300.
Good Lord.
What are you doing?
Star Killer. Anyway,
you're gonna get this?
No, not Star Killer.
No.
Okay. Cool.
Ask me again. Ask me about this one.
You getting?
I mean,
yeah, I know.
Probably.
That's pretty great figure.
Yeah, probably. I mean, look, dude. The day comes when
that's the figure. That's not an artist rendering.
No, that's the
figure.
That's the figure, dude. And of course, the sabers will light up. You know, they always have that feature. Come on, dude. Like,
really?
I'm
not getting it, but that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Just knowing that this is coming out. I don't know when that they say the pre-order is on it, but
they just do that, huh?
Says expected to ship April 2025 to September 25. So we got a year, but I mean,
or a year and a half.
Yeah, got a year and a half.
Way to narrow it down there, Hot Toys or Sideshow.
I know, but they're always way out. They're always like a year off, everything. So we got Triple O, because we did get the other one too, the droid. Forgot what it was called already.
BD.
Yeah, this is cool. I'm not getting it, but I mean it's cool because they were awesome in the comic books, right? A little bit of expanded again. The only out of the three, this is the only canon of those three. Revan's not. That figure's not canon. Star Killer's not canon, but Triple O is, and it's a cool figure. Just like that is cool, right?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
All right,
that's cool. Still not getting it.
No,
cool.
Yeah, that's again. It's not because like it's stupid. It's bad because I don't collect that deep into Hot Toys. I really pick and choose. You know,
you have to at that price. It's like I'm surprised they have a 000.
Absolutely.
And I guess I shouldn't be, but I mean, there's no way I'm spending that.
Yeah, because you look at like
that side of a character that much. Of
right? No, seriously, because you always look at the choice on a $300 figure like this. Let's go with the like I said, Darth Revan. Yeah, I think Darth Revan will do good. Starkiller is very niche. A lot of it's like people, you have to be in the video game, and then there's a subset of like Star Wars, and there's a subset that played those games, the Unleashed games.
Don't you
and
think Starkiller would be as Thrawn?
Say that one more time.
Thrawn, I think, is as niche as Starkiller. I think Starkiller will do.
No, well. I don't think
Thrawn
so.
now because he's relevant now.
Yeah,
Starkiller isn't really. I mean,
Starkiller is that. Starkiller is that character that everybody complains of that's not canon anymore. So everybody, of course, is jumping on the Starkiller bandwagon. But Thrawn is canon, Thrawn,
and we'll have more of Thrawn.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as characters that people would buy or be fringe out, you know what I mean? Like out there.
Thrawn's been out since the 90s, right? So I mean,
Starkiller's been out for quite a while too.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And that was
versus books.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That game is very popular. I'm wondering if more people played that game than read Heir to the Empire.
I mean, I did.
Right. So that's what I mean. That's probably gonna be. And I think Thrawn did pretty well, is what I'm saying. That was no brainer. They've done several two Thrawns, at least 3 Thrawns.
Yeah.
I want the one in the Big Bang comic shop.
I would say if you,
cool.
I would say if you get 100 Star Wars collectors in a room and you ask them, how many people have heard of Thrawn, I think you'll get 90 guys. 90 people raising their hands. And then if you say how many people have heard of Starkiller, as I truly know of them, I don't think you'll get half the room raising their hand on it.
Okay.
But
yeah,
we'll see. I think they're great additions.
Like those make sense to me. Like Starkiller makes sense to me. I think Starkiller is popular enough to make a figure.
Yeah. I think it's popular enough to make.
Not. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. 000 is very niche.
Especially if they already have BD.
Yeah. You'd have to read the After comics. You have to really get. There's really no mention of them after that, right? I don't think they're around. Really. Maybe on the droids, there was a droid comic of the
I have it, droids or whatever.
Dark droids, yeah. I think he is in the Dark droids. So,
if you scroll down, is there more on that list, or is there?
No, that was the 3, because I believe that Stormtrooper was already released in that Commander Coney Chrome version, which I don't know why anybody would buy Chrome versions of a $300 figure, but.
I don't need a variant. I'd be so mad if I got a Chase and a hot toy.
Yeah,
the one I wanted.
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
But Revan and Starkiller are by far the most interesting ones, and I might get that Revan. That's a great centerpiece figure. 270. I might do it because it's Dark Side Revan, and especially if they ever. Decide to announce the era that we're going to go into. Let's go, right? Just before I start to wrap it and close, I just want to check in with the pit real fast. And Scott, I'll get to you in a second.
Yeah, sure.
Jake Gooding saying, "What's up?" Let's see. 80s Kid also saying, "I love the Black Series, but if I'm collecting anything from the OT, it's the vintage collection." Yeah, I agree. Right on, and man. It's because the world building aspects, and I totally understand. And that's the roots. 3 3/4 are the roots. I get it. Yeah, he's also saying those 2 guys look awesome. I see.
Which one? Me and Scott or me and Marco?
absolutely, me and you, man.
Revan and Starkiller.
Whatever.
He doesn't have any hot toys, but he does want. Hey, that's a slippery slope. Also,
it is, man.
Once you get one, because how awesome they are.
Dude, I forgot I had you reminded me I have Thrawn on.
You have Thrawn.
I forgot all about him. That's how long these stupid things take.
The only one I have coming right now is Ahsoka. I have Ahsoka the White coming. So, So, answering Mando mics, they do light up. Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything of hot toys or sideshow. Mando, I mean, keep it that way if you want your bank account safe. But here's the thing: they have a layaway plan. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. They have a layaway plan.
There is also a quality difference between Sideshow and Hot Toys as well. Sideshow figures are. I say that and it sounds like I'm being a dick, but Sideshow has higher quality. They're sturdier. But they're not as well sculpted. So you're really paying for the look. If you're buying a Hot Toys figure, but they're very, very brittle, right? They can break pretty easily. So you're paying more. They look incredible, but man, they're the only easy to break.
2 Sideshow I have is R2 and 3PO because they're basic statues. So I'm not, but the Hot Toys that I do have, they're Hot Toys, and I mean,
For such a dark side guy, having R2 and 3PO is like his pinnacle character.
That's if I had to pick a symbol of Star Wars again, going back to original trilogy.
I know. I don't mean to go back to Starlight.
I know. Here we go. Like if I had to pick, pick two characters that will do your marketing campaign worldwide. I'm all R2, 3PO, front and center.
Yeah.
If they were to do a Exar Kun,
that might be coming.
The Sith. If that they were to do that, I would pre-order that in a heartbeat.
But there you go in that character where would anybody buy it? That's right? more out there than really any of those.
Yeah, that's more niche than Star Killer right there. But
sure.
But that would be an awesome figure, especially with the armor and stuff. That would be a really cool
armor and the scars on his face and the mark on his forehead and the light up double bladed lightsaber. Come on, man!
Don't they already have Malgus?
Not on Hot Toys.
What was that in then? Was that a sideshow or something? Or
I don't think
so.
It
was Black Series.
Black Series Malgus, which really looks like an
incredible figure.
It is a badass figure. If you photoed it just right, you could probably, maybe cheat it as a hot toy. I swear it is that good. It's really good. And Malgus is such a great character for anybody's a fan of the Old Republic video games, man. Oof. All right. Well, of course, we're good in the closing, and I like to close the segments with a spotlight on a certain collection, right? Or a collection or a piece of a collection. And this time I reached out to Mando Mike because Mando Mike, believe it or not, he is a very, very talented guy when it comes to the customizations that he does for his collection.
Believe it or not,
he's talented at all.
Wow.
That's because I know him. Hey.
Yeah.
That was messed up.
Mando's laughing. Trust me. He's laughing at
it.
He's all, that's it. Oh, I just got text. No.
We've known Mando Mike for years. He was actually in my wedding. He was one of my groomsmen. So
yeah. But he does some, when he had his collection and he's kind of doing this makeshift collection again and stuff. And he's really good at showcasing around figures. Like he gets figures and he builds around them. And it's really cool interesting to see. So a while ago, he had built a Sarlacc pit to go with the barge, the HasLab barge. And before I show the pic, I just want to give the little story behind it that he's told me. So he built this awesome electronics, sound effects, full with skiffs, the Sarlacc thing.
It's a
here's
piece
the picture.
Of furniture.
Okay, the barge is right there. The barge is what, 4 foot, 3 foot wide, or 3.5, or something like that. Yeah. Imagine, So Mando did this, and the buttons that you see on the side are all for like electronics and whatnot. I was very, very impressed when he presented this and he built it with the scene. I thought it was like the ultimate show of diorama building when it came to like a HasLab. All of that right there, man. That's a $400 vehicle sitting on that. It was just so cool. So I told him, I said, dude, I want to see this because he does not have this in his possession anymore, and I'll tell you why. But
is that a sink?
No, it's all foam, and I didn't put the production photos. But it's all foam, carved it out. And again, this picture does not do it justice. He's got some videos and his own YouTube channel that I'll put in the description also to kind of go check it out and to give him some love on this, because he didn't stop here. He has other like Endor dioramas and whatnot.
He had the medical bay, the back to tank.
Yeah. He actually sold this, to a college student who was like in his 20s, right, early 20s. And it's a kind of a cool thing where it was like generational passing, generation passing the torch onto somebody who appreciates it so much, right? From what I know, Mando, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if this kid would have starved, already a starving college student, but he would have starved more just to have this because he's such in love with Star Wars in general. So, it's great to see like a younger appreciation for something custom and something as iconic as that scene. I would pick that over a Bendu any day.
Yeah. And just I don't remember how much it weighed, but that thing was friggin' heavy. It was a piece of furniture, man. I mean, It was very impressive. And whenever you hit some of the buttons, it would actually play the entire scene, right? You go one button to the next, it would play the entire scene up there, and then an explosion sound effect, and the whole thing would light up underneath the barge and all that. It was absolutely incredible.
That photo does not do it justice. You have to go to his site, his YouTube channel. He's got some videos, he's got some walkthroughs. I've seen it in person. And I'm glad that the person who has it now appreciates it and will treasure it. It's not just somebody who bought it to resell into a store or whatever. It was an actual like hardcore younger fan, which here we love, right? We like to see, is this going to die out with us or not? So again, I'll throw that up again there for people to check out. A what is it, like 1/18th scale Sarlacc pit, full I would say movie scene diorama, you know,
with a Dune 2 popcorn container.
But
I believe that's a vintage collection Sarlacc pit he used too, right?
It is not vintage collection. It's Power of the I think it was also Power of the Jedi as well. I think it came out all those years ago. But I mean, we want to have more people share photos of their collection with us, so we can have this spotlight
again.
go. So
There's collections which are amazing because there's always a backstory behind it, which we love seeing and hearing, and it's also the time and effort it takes to do customization stuff too. So if anybody wants to be a part of their spotlight, get a hold of us on our Facebook page. Send us a DM saying, "Hey, I've got a collection here. It's interesting," or I don't care if it's one figure and you call it that your collection. I know there's a story behind it, and I would love to hear it, right? And we'll present it. So,
is our email address down below in the description?
It will be.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Because a lot of people I know aren't on Facebook right now, and it's only us old farts who are really Facebook clingers. Gotcha. Let's put our email address in there, and then you can email us and let us know what your piece is.
We'll do. Well, Chris has to bounce later, man. We're gonna just wrap this up real fast, and then we'll see you on Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow online.
Later. Fun half hour there, fellas.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Talk to you soon. Later.
Bye.
Yeah. Later, man. Hey, you have to. It's always. It never.
When you
stops.
Gotta go. You gotta go. Yeah.
Our talk never just goes to collecting and just because otherwise it's just a boring news source. A lot of people know these drops are coming. A lot of people know that like that, but to get some, we try to go a little bit more psychological, like decision making and what's coming, what's not coming. It gets a little heated, and it always gets into Star Wars theory crafting. Always, right? Because again, you look at Revan Hot Toys, like, why? Right? How many people sat there and went, "Oh my God, are they going to put Revan in? Is Revan going to be like officially canon? Are they going to make a movie around him now?" So,
it always builds up like that.
Yeah, Sabersmith, check it in. Sabersmith is gonna die on this hill. I love it. We need a Poncho TK Trooper from Hot Toys. Oh, from Hot Toys now. Wow. I definitely think a Black Series will be coming because that's an easy thing for them to do, right? From the Bad Batch. Why not? Hot Toys has got the ear to the ground. Why not?
Heck yeah,
I love it.
It's gonna cost you $270, but it's gonna look amazing.
It will look amazing. Yes, or you could take it's because either way you can customize a Stormtrooper for $230. It'll still cost you. All right. Yes, well, okay. So that was interesting. We'll do this again in 2 weeks to see what drops. I don't know more what else is gonna hit. Maybe when Acolyte gets closer, maybe we'll get some more reveals. Maybe they're holding some big reveals until the show launches. Like that, they always kind of do that, right?
Yeah, well, next time the Toy Chest debuts, we're gonna have a HasLab to talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's we'll be hitting it that Monday before we're right after May 4th. So with 5th, 6th, I think May 6th or 7th, something like that.
It's May 6th. So Monday, May 6th. Yeah.
We'll be talking about the HasLab, the new HasLab, and the rumors are. There is a major rumor still going around is the Cantina playset.
Yeah.
Which I'm almost like, oh, should I do it as a display, right? Not a collection, but a display.
I don't know because let's be honest here, okay? Environments. Yeah. I've got a 3D printer. You've got 13 3D printers, something like that. We can 3D print and paint and customize environments.
Yeah.
I am totally cool with that. You've seen some of the stuff
Yeah.
I've built. I've seen
Yeah.
the things you've built.
And there's
which are
stuff out there
mind-blowing.
already. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like a cantina, unless it comes with a certain group of action figures, isn't gonna quite. It'll probably pass. I'm sure it'll pass, right? Especially if they
are
if
100%
they
right. I don't think about that. It's funny. Like,
Yeah.
think
I
about
would rather have a ship. I would rather have something like that than a cantina playset. But
yeah.
we shall see, right?
My other money is on the Marauder with the Bad Batch carded figures. That's
Okay.
the money because of what's missing in the collection.
Okay, there was a drop on social media today, and it was about the May 4th live stream, or it was about the May 4th live stream.
Uh-huh.
It was about the upcoming releases, and it was something. There was a quote from the Bad Batch in it, like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, finally. I wish I was just getting to work this morning, and I'm like, ooh, what's this mean? And I meant to screen share it, but I forgot. So I suck.
No problem. Well, the hype is real, man. That's always anticipating. And again, I root for every single HasLab, no matter if it's Marvel Legends, if it's G.I. Joe, Cookie Monster, whatever it is. I root for it to be passed because I want that section of Hasbro to survive. I want that. I want more of it. I want to see what they do. It can only be beneficial for us. Only.
Absolutely.
When things don't pass, and unfortunately, like Black Series hasn't had a HasLab that passed, and I don't know if we'll ever get one again because of that. So
it's just so
scared of revisiting. They're so scared of putting that Rancor out again and just changing some things. They have time, but anyway.
Yeah, part of the problem was they kind of half-assed the stretch goals. And
just revamp it. Like, what? Swallow some pride. I don't think anybody's gonna be like, "Oh, Hasbro's stupid for doing it." And if they are, I mean, or if people will say it and just do it and it passes, I mean, what can it hurt? Honestly,
yeah, I don't know, man.
Whatever. I'm losing faith in that line. Every week that goes by and we get these kind of drops, and I don't want to. But
you listen to the live streams though, and you look at the comments, which are always hilarious during the live streams, and it's always like, "Oh man, Black Series gets all the attention. This sucks." And then you see the other people. Oh God, look, here goes Vintage Collection again.
Yeah.
These freaking people get everything they ever want. Nobody's ever satisfied.
No, you're
right?
never
Nobody's
gonna please.
happy. Yeah. And it's just stupid. It really is just dumb. Just relax. It's fine. None of the lines are going anywhere. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
you're gonna get the things you want to get eventually.
That's what I want to hear, though. That just tell me that.
Right.
Like officially tell me.
Well, the biggest problem we have now is that the line that we're continuing to get new continuity, new shows, new stories.
They always have to keep right. You have to keep up to date. Yet fulfill the backlog. Like there's that fine line,
and they don't have that figured out yet. Right?
No, and I feel like knocking on a door and just slipping a note underneath the table, like keep it current yet fulfill the backlog and walk away. Yeah. It's like that should resonate to the whole building. Maybe they are doing it, and it's just again, no matter what, it's always going to be what we don't have. A lot of people see that, the half empty thing, but anyway, Scott, well, let's get out of here. All
right, buddy.
You can find me. Let's see. I'll put our headlines up. So Tashi Station Emporium, talking about toys and all your action figure stand needs. Visit Tashi Station Emporium. You get 10% off your entire purchase.
Look, Airborne is on a Tashi Station stand.
They're great.
Look at this
G.I. Joe
stands. It's amazing.
Yeah. A lot of cool stuff is coming out, and probably by May 4th. I'm working on something very, very hard. You can visit Scott. I'm working hard on something very, very cool. That's what I meant to say. The Art of Scott Solo. Find him there, of course, and all the 1-minute toy reviews that we have dropping on TikTok and YouTube. He gets a lot of feedback on that, and it's going to continue. We ain't going nowhere with that. Of course, Chris that just left, you find him here, and if you ever decide to send out a tweet, he will answer. And let's see, tomorrow, every Wednesday is our weekly show, Stalking Star Wars. It almost turned into one today, but we had to hold back and talk toys, which we will do every other Monday. I know it's Tuesday, but we had some issues we had to take care of. But every other Monday, we're back on schedule. May 6th is our next one, and we will have a lot to talk about. Big reveal. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody in the pit who was in there. Mando Mike, great job. Great spotlight. I will make sure to get your information in the description, so everybody go check out your website. Looking forward to any more that you do. And, of course, anybody who wants to be a part of a spotlight in the future, let us know. Otherwise, you're going to see this. You're just going to spotlight that. No one's already seen Black Series. So with that, I think we are done. Great show. And
you too, man.
With that, Scott,
keep it nerdy, everybody.
This is Grand Admiral Thrawn. You are listening to the Sarlacc Digest. What a fascinating play on words.